Hey everyone. So I'm sure those of you who follow me have noticed an increasing level of uploads and content related to Australian politics. The reason for this is that currently Australia is in a precarious position in its political landscape. Like the UK and America, the political narrative in our country is often heavily influenced by the likes of Murdoch media, and over the years our media diversity has become progressively weaker and is allowing more misinformation to run rampant and unchallenged while progressively making the living conditions in Australia worse.
Passionate denial that the bushfires should make us act on climate change runs right across the Murdoch media in this country, reaching an audience of millions. But it's also echoed by Murdoch's Fox News in the US, as two former prime ministers noted last month.
If you go to any of the right-wing think tanks or you read the Murdoch press, it's just full of climate denialism, and it is designed to deflect from the real objective, which has to be to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions.
The politics of fear around, let's call it, the cost of climate change action has been well mobilised by the Conservatives and Murdoch in Australia, just as been well mobilised in the United States by the Conservatives through the echo chamber of Fox News.
What this means is I will be getting involved in things that aren't necessarily explicitly vegan related, however, are important nonetheless. The political parties I support will be more charitable towards the treatment of animals than the ones I criticise, as that is always going to be a main priority for me. If they're not, and I'm aware of that fact, I'll let you know. I'm lucky that in my part of the world we have a completely vegan political party, the Animal Justice Party, whose content I've uploaded onto my channel. I'm also lucky that Australia has something called a preferential voting system. So instead of just choosing one political party, you can order parties as per your order of preference. This allows me, for example, to put the Animal Justice Party as my first preference, while putting the worst parties at the bottom. This means my vote isn't wasted, like it could be argued in America's system. The major parties in Australia are the Labor Party, who have a background in the working class, and they are often in direct competition with the Liberal Party, who, despite their name, are actually the Conservatives, just to confuse the situation. The Liberals essentially never have enough votes to hold government by themselves, and so they are in a permanent partnership with the National Party, whose background is in rural areas. The other party with a major presence are the Greens, and like other Green parties around the world, they have a background in environmental protection. Now, to be clear, none of these major parties are vegan, and I'm not even aware of a single one of their representatives being publicly vegan, not even in the Greens. These parties, unsurprisingly, are a reflection of Australian culture as a whole, which obviously is not generally vegan. This means, unfortunately, we have to get into details about policies to find out who is generally more concerned with animal treatment. I've generally found the Greens and Labor to be better in this sense. A straightforward example was in 2014 when the Victorian Labor leader promised and carried through with a policy to end puppy mills. This was despite the fact that the Liberal leader had a background as a vet before entering politics. Anyway, hopefully this serves as an explainer for why you have and will continue to see more political stuff in amongst the vegan stuff.